This hearing segment captures a tense exchange over immigration policy, public safety, and state authority. At the center is a dispute about whether expanding access to driver's licenses, particularly commercial licenses, creates unintended risks or improves oversight. As lawmakers question each other, the broader issue becomes clear. How do states balance road safety, federal immigration limits, and practical enforcement realities?
Commercial driver's licenses were issued illegally. Do you have a video ready to play for me? Can you play it now? This is what happens, Mr. Governor. This is what happens when you issue driver's licenses to people illegally.
He is on the northbound lanes of 61 going the wrong way. You can see I'm going southbound on 61. He's in the northbound lanes on Highway 61.
He's crossing over there. And thank God, I don't know how much that thing weighs, 60, 80,000 pounds, 60 miles an hour.
18-wheeler.
You can cut the video. He was licensed in your state under a law that you signed that precludes federal officials, your federal partners as you call them, from determining whether they're here illegally. That guy that was driving that truck couldn't pass the test. He didn't pass the test out on the road. There's another video, I'm not going to play it, but there's another video of a guy here illegally turning a truck like that around in the middle of a highway where people lost their lives because they were decapitated when they went underneath it. That's what happened.
At this stage, the exchange highlights a fundamental policy divide. One side argues that loosening documentation requirements could create enforcement gaps and potential safety risks, while the other emphasizes that licensing more drivers, regardless of immigration status, can improve overall road safety by bringing more people into a regulated system. It's also important to note that isolated incidents, while alarming, don't always represent broader statistical trends. The governor points to statewide safety rankings, while the congressman focuses on specific cases. So the key question becomes, should public policy be shaped more by individual incidents or by aggregate data?
Chair now recognizes Mr. Perry from Pennsylvania.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Governor, good to see you again. You're an Army guy. I'm an Army guy. What's, as governor, one of your primary responsibilities? Keep your citizens safe, right? I think we could probably agree on that. We might not agree on much, but we could probably agree on that. And I heard you talk earlier about working with federal partners. Now, there's a lot been discussed here about fraud of various kinds, but I want to talk about something that seems to me, quite honestly, a dereliction of duty, or certainly a huge lapse in judgment. And you were governor in October of 2023, right? I just want to make sure
That's
we're
correct,
on the same page here. And you signed the Minnesota Driver's Licenses for All Act. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's correct, right? So now, look, I'm not going to hold you to knowing every single thing in these laws. There's a lot of paragraphs and wording and so on and so forth. But under your law that you signed, it prohibits the disclosure of information contained in the license or identification card applications for enforcing Title VIII of the United States Code. Just to make sure, are you familiar with what Title VIII deals with?
I'm not specifically.
Okay, so it deals with immigration, nationality, and aliens. Particularly, the law that you signed eliminates the requirement for Social Security numbers or proof of lawful presence. And furthermore, it's a violation under Section 14.4 of your code for anybody to research that. As a matter of fact, immigration status is classified as private under Section 13.18. So literally, the federal government, your partner, as you said, we work with our federal partners, can't use that driver's license information regarding people that are here illegally. Now,
I don't understand the connection between the driver's license and the immigration piece, I guess.
well, they can't because, well, let me make the connection for you. According to the Secretary of Transportation, 1/3 of Minnesota's non-domiciled commercial driver's licenses were issued illegally. Do you have a video ready to play for me? Can you play it now? This is what happens, Mr. Governor. This is what happens when you issue driver's licenses to people illegally.
He is on the northbound lanes of 61 going the wrong way. You can see I'm going southbound on 61. He's in the northbound lanes on Highway 61.
And crossing over there. And thank God, I don't know how much that thing weighs, 60, 80,000 pounds, 60 miles an hour.
18-wheeler.
You can cut the video. He was licensed in your state under a law that you signed that precludes federal officials, your federal partners as you call them, from determining whether they're here illegally. That guy that was driving that truck couldn't pass the test. He didn't pass the test out on the road. There's another video, I'm not going to play it, but there's another video of a guy here illegally turning a truck like that around in the middle of a highway where people lost their lives because they were decapitated when they went underneath it. That's what happened. So my question for you is, this should be easy.
Yep.
What are you going to do to rectify the law that you signed that allows people here illegally to get a CDL? That tape was in Missouri, not in your state. Look, if you don't want to protect the people in your state, I guess that's your business and the business of your voters. But that driver was driving in Missouri. And if he'd have hit a bunch of people, quite honestly, to me, you could have been held liable.
Yeah. Well, Congressman, first of all, Minnesota ranks in the top 3 safest states by highway data from your own department.
Highway data.
The data from the Department of Transportation
Yeah, right.
for highway safety. We have the 3rd. We want everybody on our roads to be licensed.
So
and
are you
insured.
saying based on that you're okay?
I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with you or I speeding. I'm not okay with DUIs.
But you signed this law that allows for that. You signed it. And you're going to do nothing about it?
I can't speak to the specific on the CDL. What I can tell you is
I can. I referenced your law. It says House of Representatives, State of Minnesota. And I know there's a lot of words here.
Case. I
but
just know our roads are
referenced
safer.
exactly the sections that allow for this to happen and preclude federal enforcement regarding immigration and the illegality of people receiving CDLs under your state's
Driver
provisions.
safety and immigration are 2 separate things. Anybody, had that been a citizen or not, it's still tragic, it's wrong, we shouldn't do it. What I'm telling you is in Minnesota, we have the 3rd safest roads in the country.
So you're good. So you're good with this practice.
I'm not good with that.
Well, what are you good with? Because that's what's happening under your law.
Well, I can't speak to the specific on if it's an outlier. We give license to people who then eventually... People get DUIs after we issue them.
That happened last month. This is March. That happened a week and a half ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you familiar?
That's wrong. And look,
but you're not going to do anything.
Sure, we're going to do.
What are you going to do?
Traffic laws against them.
What are we going to do?
Was this person arrested?
I sure hope so.
Well, that's good.
And but he was licensed in your state under your law that you signed about a year and a half ago.
Every day we give licenses and people speed. So we ticket them and try and stop that. What I'm telling you is I don't understand the connection between
he's here illegally, he can't read, and he got a license under your provisions, and he's driving all across the country, imperiling everybody else. That's the connection.
I can't speak because the data shows Minnesota is one of the safest driving states in the country. I don't know what to tell you.
Other states driving
I don't know.
This exchange reflects a broader national debate over immigration policy, state authority, and public safety. While critics raise concerns about enforcement and unintended consequences, supporters argue that inclusive licensing policies can improve compliance and reduce unregulated driving. The reality likely lies in how these policies are implemented and monitored over time. Ultimately, viewers are left to weigh competing priorities: safety, legality, and practicality. What do you think? Should states prioritize stricter eligibility rules or broader access to ensure oversight? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more balanced, fact-based analysis of the stories shaping today's political landscape.